Hello, hello. Yes, I want to show you a few more tricks about the MPC 500. Um, when I start to use it, I try a lot of things and I try to give tips that that can save your time. In fact, that's my own workflow. You may have yours, but maybe you should have appreciate the few tips I could give. I already give a lot of tips, a way to work with it, how I used to work with it. So um, I will say that mm, here I show this is not tips about making beats, about sampling, about everything. It's more about how to save, how to organize, what are the important part of this gear. The first thing will be about program. Many will say that you got to make a template, put it in auto load. That's important. I agree with that. I will say that sometime add a little of music. I will say that at first I do template with sample in it, but now my template are just template which in fact are type of program. So what is important for me is that um, all the sample are with a low pass, okay, and filter 100, but this is basic, so I don't touch that. But I want all the sample to be voice overlap mono. Why? Because poly. So I change everything in mono. I do it quickly. You can do just tapping all in all the bank. I do all the bank like that, and I will save that. I already did it, but that's a way to do it. So the most important thing is all the pad in mono at first. You will use more of the time. You will use your pad in mono. So it's better to have them in mono instead of poly. Uh, Another thing is about how you will save. First thing will be a classic. Name your sample, even if sometime I didn't do it, but name your sample. On your CF card, I think the best thing is to say to have a, here I got a little too much thing, but the thing is to have four folder, one auto load folder. Here I got a few sample because when I did do auto load, I forget to get in the auto load folder. But to have a program folder, to have a sample folder, and to have a project folder. That's all you need. So each time you sampling, here I got all my sample, Marco Polo, drum from SP 1020, 200, anything. When I start to sample, I put all my sample there. Program is when I got program for this SP302. I got program to master my Remix 16, S200, S2000, and I also got program with everything in mono, or to convert my pad in the keyboard. Uh, so that's program and project. In project, you will put all projects. So when you save project, first create a new folder with the name of the project, and then load the project. Here I got all the sample. But so in your project, for example, you will got all your sample. And if you forget to name your sample, you will have, for example, here it's okay, but if the automatic name is sample 1, sample 2, or sample 4, etc., etc. So if you put all your projects in the same folder, if you then change the name of a sample, the new sample 1 will destroy the old sample 1. So I prefer to create a new folder each time, so I got everything. Even if it copy back, I have a new copy of my snares, my kick, and so on. That's not a problem. Something I forget about the auto load is about the effect. This is one of the things I also do, is because I create 3 effects. First, effect 1, a 3 set. The first set is always a band pass, a low pass to filter. In fact, I got 3 set, a low pass, a band pass for the mid range, and a high pass. So when I want to clear, to EQ a pad, I know that I want the high frequency, I go to 3, the mid frequency I go to 2, the low frequency I go to 1. That's easy. Another thing is also to change the master EQ and the compressor to on, and I put it on 4. So when I'm working, I got no effect selected, just only I go to 4 to my mastering. That's all. But that's really important, so you can EQ easily, don't have to change, don't have to select, and so on. That's, in fact, making templates is to save time for operation you're gonna do often. The most interesting after all this about program is truly the sequence editing. In sequence editing, you will something like copy a lot of things that I don't use, but I often use shift timing, for example. Yes. Here is my track. On track 2, I got my snares. So shift timing will allow you to, for example, select a pad, select the timing here from the start to the end of a track, so 2 bars. If I want to shift time later or earlier, and the number of steps. For example, I will use something like, to make something odd, 20 steps. It will be strange. And you press button A, start, do it. You see? So at this step it is too early. In fact, I will start make later to get it back to the good position. But this will allow you to make small change if you act on, for example, on 3 or 4, time shifting is pad to 2 later, for example, but I will select only a step of 2, amount of 2, and then that's okay. You see, there's not a lot of difference, but it can give you the drunk drummer effect, a bit late, it can act on the swing of a beat. That's really important. So shift timing is important. One other one is edit velocity. I don't use it a lot because I prefer to change the volume of a pad. Duration, sometimes I use it, but rarely, time correcting is important because, for example, for this, if my pattern on my snares again. If I want to go back to something more classic, I can select a time correcting 1/8 and select my string. I want them to be sharper. I will go smaller string, and if you make a mistake, you can fix everything with a time correcting again. So that's interesting to use it. Or if you forget to change the time correcting, when you use it, it's not like the modern MPC. Track 1 is my hi-hat, track 2 is my snare, track 3 is my kick. So if you use time correct, never use the same correction, okay, for each in the same swing. I will use a longer string for the hi-hat, another string for the snares, another string for the kick. So this will make the thing swing. If you use the same string for everything, it will be on the same step and it won't swing. It is interesting to use different string for each drum. So there is another thing interesting in it is copy bars. I already talked about it, but that's really important because when I do my bit on it, I often start with a hi-hat. Then I add my snares, and after I add my loop, whatever it is. Then I double it, so I got 4 bars. I add my kick, or sometime I go further and get to 8 bars and I add my kick, my bass, and all the little things which are in rhythm. Then after that, I keep my 8 bars and then go to sequence and copy the sequence. So I got 2 8 bars sequence. Then the second sequence I double it, so I got a 16 bars. So I will copy the 8 bars as many time I need it. Okay, so I will keep one for the intro, one for the outro, one for the chorus, and I keep my 16 bars for the verse. And after, you just have to go to the modes song and select sequence 1, the intro, sequence 2, the verse, and so on to make your song. That's all I need to say today. I think it could help you to use this tool and to make great things with it, So have fun, share the vibes.